Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence and welcome to another PE chat video. So in this video I wanted to talk about a few things, and the first thing that I'm going to talk about is some of my frustrations with the modern set of gaming. So this is PS4, Xbox One, and PC. I have all of these devices and I've played games, of course, since 2013, 2014 when I got my systems, and I've had some fun. Definitely there are games that are fun. There are lots of games on PS4, Xbox One, PC that are great. But there's something that kind of just irked me about this generation that I can just feel. Like, I felt it when I first got my PS4, when I first got my Xbox One, and especially with my Xbox One, and I really started playing a lot of games on those systems. There was just something that just didn't feel right to me, and I started playing less and less on those systems, and I just realized, like, man, especially with the amount of responsibilities over the years that I've gotten. When I started doing YouTube, I was a lot younger, didn't have a child, and as I've gained more responsibilities and I've had to work more and I've gained more stuff just to do, my time with gaming has just decreased. But even with that, going from the Xbox 360, which is one of my favorite consoles of all time, and the PS3 to this generation, there was just something that fell off. And it kind of hit me, especially with the limited amount of time that I have to play games. But like, the installs. I've talked about this before, I think on my live stream for the Nintendo Switch, where I was just talking and rambling on about a bunch of things, but I wanted to make this video a little bit more concise and my frustrations that I'm having. I don't have a lot of time to play games, guys. Like, I have barely any time to play games, and when I do want to play a game, I kind of want to just get in and play and get out. So that's why, like, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U has been kind of that go-to game for me this whole generation since it launched, because I can just get in, play some online multiplayer matches, play some offline, and then just get out. I don't have to really worry about anything else. But this generation, anytime I get a new game, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, this thing has to install for like 30 minutes to an hour, or sometimes even longer. I don't understand this. This installs, and look, I know PC, obviously x86, trying to be more like that so they can get faster ports or easier ports. I know, that's what developers were wanting. I get it. But at the same time, like, it doesn't take into account, like, the amount of time someone has to play video games. Look, I know the market, I guess, right? Guys that just come home from work, maybe they don't have kids, they don't have a ton of stuff, maybe they're only at work at 8 hours. I'm at work for 11, 12 hours, you know. I just don't have the time to sit around and wait for a game to install. I'm tired of doing that. That's the one thing. Like, I remember I put in Gears of War 4 for the Xbox One, and it's sitting there and it's installing for like well over an hour. I'm like, it's late, I gotta go to sleep now, you know, and I haven't even played it since then. And I know it's a one-time install thing. I know after you're done with that. But when you do have limited time and you're trying to get the enjoyment, I don't like that. And that's the thing with every single new game I buy. There's that stupid install. And that's been a major frustration that I had with PC gaming. Even like before I got into PS4, Xbox One, it's like, these installs. Like, I don't want to deal with that, you know? And that's brought over to the consoles at this point. You know, thankfully for me, Nintendo Wii U didn't have that, and 3DS obviously doesn't have that. Very limited games, I think, like Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I just don't really like doing that. And the load times even then are still long. It's not like the game loads like a lot faster or anything. There's still games that take forever to load. It just seems to me like modern gaming, people have just like bent over and just said, okay, that's fine. You know, that's absolutely fine. You can just have these crazy installs, these gigabytes, like seriously, like 50, 60 gigabyte games, taking all of this hard drive space. And that's the thing, like, you buy a 500 gigabyte hard drive, you don't even really get 500 gigabytes. Like, people are complaining about storage space on Wii U, complaining about storage space on Nintendo Switch. Those games, anytime you put in a game, it doesn't eat your storage space. Anytime you put in a game in your Xbox One or your PS4, it eats up your hard drive, whether you get physical or digital. So these are the type of things that just make me upset. Seriously, it's like I have to clean out the refrigerator on my Xbox One. It's a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and there's some air quotes over there, but the OS eats up so much of it. And these are the things that I just like didn't like a little bit about PC gaming, and then they creeped into consoles. And I was a huge fan of the Xbox 360, and that had optional installs. Like, you don't have to install. It was optional for many of the games. I get it. There are some games where you have to install, but the majority of games you don't. You can just play it. You can just play it from there and not eat up your whole hard drive. It just makes me not want to play them anymore. So moving on to like with the Nintendo Switch, and that's coming up for 8.5 gen, 9th gen, whatever you want to call it. I don't mind some of the decisions that they've made. It seems like they went back in time to a simpler time to where you can just grab a game, you just put the game in, and then you play it. It doesn't eat up a bunch of space on your hard drive. It doesn't do all of that. It looks like it's going to load pretty fast. Cartridges have great technology at this point. I'm really happy about that. And the fact that you can take it anywhere, for me at this point, like I said, this is just for me, okay guys? I don't have a ton of time to play games as soon as I get home. Like I said, I got a family. I got to make content for you guys. Got to eat, got to hang out with my fiance. There's so many other things I got to do. Got to play with my daughter. But I do have time for an hour at lunch at work, and I do have time for 15 minutes for breaks. And I think with this Nintendo Switch, it's going to be really ideal for me, the person who doesn't have a lot of time to play games when they go home. I can't take my PS4, my Xbox One, or my PC with me. They're all too big. I can't do it. It's not portable. So I think this system, the Nintendo Switch, is coming just at the right time for me. The portable aspect of it is really going to aid, like, you know, when I want to do game reviews, and I can take the 30 to 45 minutes on my lunch break. I can eat real quick and get that time in my car or in the extra rooms that we have at work and just kick back and relax. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the tech inside there, because I think a lot of people have complained about the prices, which is understandable. It's definitely pricey, but isn't this what we wanted as far as tech goes? I think everyone has said that Nintendo, the tech is cheap. I know they've talked about the graphical capabilities, which I'll talk about in a bit, but they've talked about the tech being cheap in the previous Nintendo systems, like with the Wii and the Wii U. But if you look at the tech within the Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller, this is like premium stuff. It's good. We're talking like, of course, accelerometer, gyroscopes, all that, but you have an IR camera. It can sense depth. It can sense shape. That's really cool tech. It has an NFC chip built in for Amiibo. Has a capture right there, a capture button or a screenshot button. I mean, those are all really good things. It's sleek. They're nice and comfortable, and they fit in your hand. They're not big and bulky like a Wii U gamepad. And then moving over to the Pro Controller, which I'm in absolute love with, it has all of those things except for the IR camera, but it does have the accelerometer, has a gyroscope in there, has an NFC reader. I mean, so much good tech inside there. And like another thing that I really like about the Pro Controller, especially compared to the other controllers on the market, pertaining to like the PS4 to be particular, like the PS4 controller's battery life is pretty bad. It's like 3 to 4 hours. I know some people say you get more, but like this Nintendo Switch Pro Controller lasts 40 hours. That's still the best out of like any console at this point. And it's funny because it's actually cut in half from the Wii U Pro Controller because of all the tech that they put into it this time. But yeah, that 40 hours is still amazing. So not trying to say like $70, it should be that, but I think the tech of 40-hour battery life, NFC chip built in, accelerometers, gyroscope, all of that stuff that they have in there, in addition to HD Rumble, which is a big feature on the Joy-Cons and on the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, where you can feel individual motors of rumble instead of just one big giant rumble. I think all the tech in there is just amazing, man, and it's going to make gaming just that much better, just that little extra step. Games like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, whether you're playing on the Joy-Cons or you're playing on the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, all use that HD Rumble tech, in addition to the NFC chip reader for Amiibo, in addition to the gyroscope if you want to aim with the bow. It's optional. I mean, all that stuff is really cool and can immerse you into the experience better. So to me, that tech in there is totally worth the money. I know I'm going to buy a Pro Controller right at launch. Clickable sticks on all of them, even with the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons, you can split them apart and, you know, give to someone else to play. Like, that's really good for, like, my daughter. Like, when my daughter wants to play, I can just take one of those Joy-Cons and we can both play like that because that controller will fit her hands. So, for me, I'm not trying to make it as a comparison like, oh, Nintendo Switch just destroys PS4, Xbox One. This is not one of those videos. That's not what I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to do is just convey my points as far as why I think that this Nintendo Switch is one, good tech. I think the tech in there is amazing, and that's the one thing that people complained about with the Wii and the Wii U, that the tech just felt cheap, plasticky, and crappy. And another thing is that there's great gameplay possibilities with this tech. There's great possibilities that you can do playing with your family, and I think that they've really covered a lot of aspects as far as every type of gamer. The gamer that wants to sit at home and play games on their TV, and the gamer like me who creates content, doesn't have as much time, has a family, has work over 10 hours a day, and needs to maybe get some gaming time in on lunch breaks or on breaks in general. So I think that they've covered a lot of aspects, and that's kind of the things that I wanted to talk about in this video. I know I've discussed some of it, but I just wanted to give a little compare and contrast with my frustrations with some of the systems that are out. They're not really built for the person who doesn't have a lot of time with all the installs and the hard drive space and all these things and the loading times, whereas with Nintendo Switch, it just seems like it's really going to be a system that's for me. I know people have talked about graphics here and there, but based on what I've seen, it seems like the Nintendo Switch can pull off some amazing graphics. Xenoblade looks great, big open world RPG. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild looks great, big open world action adventure game. Super Mario Odyssey looks great. A lot of these games are running great and looking great, and they're playing great. And to me, that's kind of what matters. Just as long as the graphics are sharp and good, that's what matters to me, man. And another thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit was the fact that indie games look a lot more appealing to me now, because indie games have always been like these bite-sized games that you pick up and play. Maybe they don't have as much depth as you would like, so sitting at home and playing them necessarily isn't the best. I mean, I know some people do that, but I was never really into playing indie games like that because I just felt like I got bored really quickly sitting down at home when I had time, and I'd rather play a game with a little bit more depth like Xenoblade Chronicles X. But they're perfect for a portable system that you can take anywhere, and you got like 15 minutes or 10 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever the case is. It's perfect for that. So now all of these indie games look a lot more interesting to me at this point, because I know that it really fits into what I kind of want at this point, where I can play them in bite-sized chunks, like a Bit Trip Runner 3 on a lunch break. So I don't know, those are just my thoughts on it. I think that it's good that we can have balance within the industry. I think it's good that there's companies that can offer something else to consumers, especially like me, because I think this system really just fits what I need at this point, and I'm really looking forward to just getting the games and playing them. I mean, I know it's not going to get everything that the other systems get, which is fine. I have those other systems. If I ever want to play anything, I can play them, and I will. I know I'll buy some of the games. I know I'll buy like Persona 4. I know that game is going to be like a day one. I already have it pre-ordered. I already have the special edition pre-ordered from Amazon, so I already know that's going to be a day one. I know there's going to be other games that I'm going to get, but for at this point, man, I'm thinking that this is a good system to have in addition to some of the other systems. I think everything kind of balances itself out. You have systems that specialize on a lot of different things, and I think the Nintendo Switch is going to fill a void for a lot of people, especially older gamers like myself who just can't sit in front of a TV and play games for 4 or 5 hours most of the time like some people can. When I was younger, yeah. When I was in college, hell yeah, man. That's what I did on the weekends. That's what I did after I was done with my homework in college. I just play games all night, man. And go to school in the morning. It was simple. It was really simple, but just can't do that anymore. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What are your thoughts? Are you guys going to be playing the Nintendo Switch like I am? Are you guys going to be sitting down and playing it for longer stints? I don't want you guys to get me wrong. I will be playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in long stints. I will be doing that, and I will be streaming in longer stints for you guys as well, but that's also kind of like work as well for me. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.